Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
Woohoo. What was I going to say? That was the little commercial that I just played for what's coming up this week. Lots of things going on. It seems like the first week of a month is a really busy week. So I hope that everyone has their little bell notification checked off so that you don't miss any of the content that's coming out. And second thing I want to mention is in terms of housekeeping, YouTube is changing their algorithms. Apparently, I've seen this posted on many sites. So please make sure, no matter what channel you follow, that you check your subscription, you give it a thumbs up if you watch the video. And of course, comments underneath the video just help all of the channels. So with that being said, let's welcome Lady Soul. Yay.
Hi. Oh, I'm so excited to be here.
Well, I am thrilled that you are back. The last time that you were here, it was just before Christmas. Yes. So happy belated New Year to you.
Yes.
Weird, it was a month ago.
I know, it's time goes by really, really fast. How was your New Year's?
It was uneventful, but it was good. And that's just the way I like it. You know, you get to an age and you're like, yep, I just want to do the easy breezy thing, right?
Yeah.
Acknowledge the new year and move on. I was actually live with Ron Unconditional Love on New Year's.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone, for being here. What we're going to do today is we're going to do some mediumship readings. So if you have a question, pop it into the chat. Of course, it's for entertainment purposes only. But Lady Soul is very good at getting details when it comes to the mediumship readings, which is one of the things that I really enjoy about her readings. I have popped her channel in the chat, so if you're not already subscribed to her channel, please do consider going and checking it out. It's just up above in the chat box.
I appreciate that.
Of course. And, you know, something that I would like to just start just to chat about just for a moment is signs and that we can get from our loved ones. And I'm interested if the people in the chat would like to share some of the things that you sort of identify with your passed over loved ones or significant people in your life in terms of signs. What do you see? I know for me, I've smelt perfume or cologne before. I see 1111 all the time, and everyone knows that story. The other day I found a feather, and I don't know that I've ever found a feather before.
I love feathers. That just means that angels, your guardian angels are near. Yeah. And I know that there was a time where I wasn't feeling well. And it didn't feel like, okay, you're sick. They felt something more. And I was saving my home, and, I was, doing the egg cleanse on myself.
Right.
The moment I opened my door, 2 feathers flew in my door. I'm like, okay. I
Yeah.
know I'm not alone. Okay,
Right.
so
Right. Right.
that gave me more power. Like I felt
Yes.
more empowered. Okay, I know that I have my people behind me.
Yeah. I think that's to me, that's, I don't know if it's the beautiful part or the part that I want to accentuate.
Mhm.
But uh, I feel quite honored that anyone that I love chooses to visit with me,
Oh
right?
yeah.
And and send me a message or just an acknowledgement, or I kind of consider it like a wave, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I told this really funny story a little while ago, and so hopefully you guys haven't heard it before. But my dad loved the Toronto Blue Jays, which is our national baseball team, right?
Mhm.
And he actually knew some of the players of the Blue Jays. And last summer, I was sitting out in my backyard, and I have a water fountain and a bird bath, right?
Oh, okay.
I had the water fountain on, and it's like a plastic resin kind of, but I mean it's big, but it's not like cement. It's made out of plastic, so it's like two barrels, whiskey
Okay.
barrels with a pump, and the
Mhm.
water falls into one and then flows into the other one. And
Yeah.
this big blue jay came and sat on the fence, like
Oh.
right directly in front of me, and like he was huge, and he just sat there for like 10 minutes, and I was like, to the point where I stopped what I was doing and went, okay, I see you. Weird. He flew on over to the water fountain and
Uh-huh.
to the fountain, and he sat on the edge, and he was trying to get his head in, but he couldn't figure out how not to get his whole body into the water because it was coming out the pump, which is above it.
Mhm.
And so then he flew on over to the bird bath, and he entertained me for like 20 minutes. And
That
by
is
like
so
10 minutes
sweet.
in, I was laughing and saying, this is totally my dad, because my dad was the entertainer, right?
Uh-huh.
He was just having the time of his life, and it was like
He
he
was
was
like,
on.
"Admire me.
Oh
Look
yeah,
at me."
he'd turn his head and he'd take himself all around, and then he'd look and he'd like chirp and he'd do all these things, and I was just
Oh my
totally
gosh.
interested. And so the reason why I mentioned that story is these signs and these symbols that we have are not just confirmations, but they're also, you know, will take you to a time, take you to a memory that they're trying to highlight for you, right?
Mhm.
To increase your joy, to make you happy, to put a smile on your face, whatever the case may be. And that's just one of my favorite little stories of late. I love that moment. It was great.
So I know that one time. Hold on. I hear an echo. Hold on. I know that one time, and this was when I started my journey, when I started my journey, basically growing up,
Mhm.
not growing up, waking up. Because see, I'm all everywhere.
It's all good.
Waking up, we went to a gem show, and we found the most beautifulest crystals. We said, okay, let's get our stash and cleanse them. So we saged them and we left them in the sun. So at my parents' house where I used to live, outside of the door they have a bench, a park
Mhm.
bench where you can hang out and enjoy the evening. We put all of our crystals there, and I'm not even kidding you. A beautiful red little robin, little bird, was on top of the bench, okay? And it stood there for a good 10-15 minutes. And I'm like,
Right.
Mom, look, 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 look. We're like, I've never seen a bird like that, okay? And again, with me waking up, it was really weird. So maybe if you pick up something. So I was walking my little
I
dog
think it
to and
was a
from.
cardinal, not a robin.
Oh, okay. Well, there you
Yeah.
go. I've never seen one in real life before.
Well, cardinals are usually, and it's funny that you mentioned a cardinal because I'm not sure if you remember or not, but when I did the thumbnail for our show that we did just before Christmas,
Okay.
I have total goosebumps right now. There was a cardinal in a birdhouse
Really?
outside for the poster that I did for the show that you and I did.
Oh, wow.
I have
Okay.
total goosebumps. So to me, that's like talking about that moment. So was there
Okay.
something significant? You'll have to go back and watch it. Maybe there was something significant that you were talking about or
Okay.
that you were channeling that day
Okay. Okay.
for
So yeah,
you.
I'll definitely look at that. Definitely.
How weird is that? That's really funny that you
So
mentioned it.
so when I was going to the mailbox, so the mailbox by my mom's house, it's like a community mailbox, so it has
Mhm.
like slots
Yeah.
of everything, right? So I go down the street and I'm walking my little dog. She automatically stops and turns, and there's a bird, another bird. I don't, it's not a blue jay. It was a gray, dark bird, and
Mhm.
it had a long tail. So I'm not sure what kind of bird it was, but it kind of stood there. And automatically I heard, okay, I'm waiting for you. I said, and I'm like talking to a bird, okay? I'm
Mhm.
saying, well, I have to walk her first and then I have to go home. So I picked up the mail. I crossed the street so she can go do her business. The bird was jumping, like guiding me home,
Yeah.
like flying. And as soon as I got close, okay, you have to reach me here. And then the moment I got to my driveway, it flew off. I said, okay, well, thank you. And I said, thank you. I said, thank you for walking me home. That was
Right?
very
Isn't that
nice of you.
beautiful?
Thank you so much. And I told my mom, and she was just like, that happened to you? I said, yeah, it was like the most strangest thing. I've never had a bird, I've never had a bird guide me home before. So every single time, like, and I dream about it, it's like, okay, I always, I relate a lot to birds. And
Mhm.
obviously through the many lives that I've done, I always express how my family comes through, and they come through as butterflies.
Yes.
So a lot of so, and that's a really beautiful thing that uh spirits and family, they like to, even angels, because I know like Archangel Michael and, you know, Raphael, you know, my mom has a very beautiful experience, you know, interacting with those specific angels.
Right?
um and when I lost my train of thought. Oh, so what I was saying, so a lot of, so spirits have a really, I want have a habit of manipulating nature. So
Yes.
they'll throw things at you randomly.
Yeah.
So as like from when I
So
was living
they're
at
meant
my,
to stand out, right? Like
Mhm.
what, like
It's
meant for
like,
you to pay attention and focus in on them, which is lovely.
exactly. So anytime I walked at my old at my apartment, I would walk around the courtyard. It was a beautiful courtyard, green, and it was like trees. I always saw white butterflies. Obviously, everyone knows who, those who have followed me for a bit, everyone knows who the white butterflies are. They're my grandmother's.
Right.
And if I saw the monarch butterfly, that was my Uncle Beto. So anytime I went walking, they were always around me. And I'm like, okay, good. Now I know you're here. Even when I went to Disneyland, because I had gone to Disneyland last year for my birthday, I saw white butterflies. I said, okay, thank you for joining me on my birthday. So I just took it like, oh my gosh, you guys are never
Yeah.
like that far from me. I really, really like it.
This past week, I was on with Nancy Jean's Garden, and we did a demonstration on a past life reading, like an in-depth past life reading.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've been doing them lives, but they're like mini versions, right? So this was like an extended version, so people
Okay.
could see how you could benefit or the healing that could come from a past life reading. And
Mm-hmm.
one of the cards that she pulled, she said, "Oh, look, it even has a kitty cat." And when she pulled it up closer, she said, "Oh, no, it's a butterfly." And I told her backstage this story. So uh, when my father was ill and dying, after my mom passed, we got the phone call one day that my dad wasn't going to make it.
Mm-hmm.
And I obviously reacted. And it was, the weekend. I was outside in the backyard, and I was sitting under my gazebo at the patio table. And the tears started to come, and I started to cry because it was selfishly, I didn't know if I could handle it. Right.
Yeah.
I didn't know if I could go there and experience my parent passing after just dealing with my mom. But
Mm-hmm.
then I knew that if I didn't go, I may regret it. And so that was what I was crying about. Right. Um, and I said, I don't know what to do. And all of a sudden, this yellow butterfly just like came out of nowhere and was like circled around the inside of the gazebo and then flew off. And for whatever reason, this came out of my mouth. I said, "Mommy, come back." Like I knew it was my
I
mom.
was just about to, I got chills when you said that, because that was immediately I said, I'm here, baby. Like I'm
Yeah.
here.
But as
Like,
soon as I said that, that yellow butterfly came right back in and just kept circling around the inside of the
mm-hmm.
gazebo. Mark, my husband, came to the patio door, and so he's seen it. I have a witness, and I, it's in those moments that we think about whether we are awake or we're not, whether we're conscious of our connection or we're not. We've
Mm-hmm.
all had those really profound and significant moments. And if you get nothing out of today, I want you to think about those moments that you've experienced over your life and just allow the joy to sort of fill you up, because it's a beautiful,
Absolutely.
beautiful thing when someone that you're connected to by your heart, whether they're family or not, chooses to say hi to you. It's like anyone that picks up the phone and says, I was thinking about you today. It
Yeah.
just makes you feel good. So allow yourself to sort of, feel that joy and embrace it. It's beautiful. And with that being said, let's do some readings, my friend.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
If you guys have a question, pop it in the chat, and we will be happy to do our best to get to you. We have G. Covington up first. Hi, everybody. Thank you for being here. General reading for the next 90 days, please and thank you.
Oh, I've never had that question before.
So anything that you might pick up for G. Covington. Absolutely, Vivian. I've got you, and I've got Nancy also.
So I'm not sure where G. Covington lives or what area she's in. All I heard was that make sure we stay warm and we take care of ourselves, and we need to eat soup to keep warm. We need to stay warm. So I'm not sure if that, because I know, I guess Mother Nature's just giving us one last storm for everybody.
Wow.
I'm trying to see if she has Jay Covington. I'm in Michigan. Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Well, and
okay,
there's
I did see
our
snow.
way, so.
I did see white, like the snow is white, and it was very hard to see. Please be very careful. Don't go out unless you absolutely have to. I'm asking, what can you give me? I heard to be a little bit more patient
I've got the High Priestess coming out, which is patience, so that's why I said that. Go ahead.
Okay. I heard we need to be a little bit more patient. You're almost there. You're doing just fine, but just hang in there. Hang in there. Hang in there. That's what I keep hearing. Stay warm. Keep your body warm. Your core, I keep wanting to cover up. You're almost there. That's what I keep getting. You're almost there. Just be a little bit more patient.
It's so interesting to me when we do these kinds of readings and we sort of pick up on the same kind of thing, right?
Really? Oh, I'm excited about what you got.
I have 3 major arcanas. I shuffled. I did not select. They came out. Three major arcanas. That's like powerful, right?
Very.
We start out with the Hermit card. So the Hermit card is about isolation. It's about a time of self-reflection, right? Going within. So that may be picking up on that. Don't go out unless you have to, because you're in that mode of trying to sort things out, right? We've got the Awakening card, and this is taking a pause. This is about trying to find a new perspective. This is about, like, I know that I'm not going in the direction that I want to go. So how do I make that happen for myself, right? And that's kind of currently where you're at. The Outcome card is the High Priestess, as I showed before. The High Priestess is about your intuition. It's about your inner wisdom. It's about patience, meaning you know that if you give yourself this space and the time, that you will be able to navigate the path that's in front of you, right? On the bottom of the deck, we have the 3 of Fire. This is plans, it's goals, it's expansion, it's a vision. So right now you're trying to figure something out. You're trying to figure out how to make it happen, how to move forward. Now, here comes the 2 oracle cards that I pulled. So the first one is the Shamanic Healer, and it is cleansing and attunement. So all of those things speak to that moment of that self-reflection and that, tapping into your intuition and your inner wisdom as a guide, right? To help you sort of navigate. And then we've got assert your authentic needs. I love this card. It's the old game of telephone, when you used to have the tin cans and the string. And the message here says, in a kind, confident tone, speak your needs rather than hiding them. Empower yourself by being authentic. So if that's something that you're struggling with in terms of stifling what you feel, or if you feel a particular way about a situation, say it, claim it. If you don't say it out loud to the person or the persons that are involved, that's okay. If you're not ready to do that, write it down. Take yourself for a walk. Say it out loud when no one else is listening. Getting that off of your chest, out of yourself, getting it out of your mind will help to sort of bring some more clarity, right? Because you're freeing up space, right?
Mm-hmm.
Also takes the intense emotions out of the situation because you've got it out, right? And then you can sort of break it down and sort of assess, okay, how do I work with this? How do I navigate through this? Do you know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. I know for when I need to hear a message, and as humans, or people who are, who are gifted like myself, sometimes it's hard to hear messages for myself
Yeah.
because, being so emotionally involved.
Yeah.
When there are times where even my grandma tells me, I need to tell you something.
Yeah.
Get out your pen and paper. So
Yeah.
what helps me get anything and everything out? Automatic writing.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the spelling, because one, I'm the worst speller in this world. Write it out.
Yeah.
And just let the pen, let the pen, pencil flow on
Guide
your
you.
paper, and
Yeah.
just let it out.
Yeah.
Even if you start tearing up and you're not understanding why, just let them take over your hand and let them do it.
Yeah.
And also another thing, from what obviously I've spoken about this many times, as they actually have a tendency to send us messages through music,
Yes.
through songs. So if there's a specific song, like, so say randomly on the radio or randomly on Spotify, Pandora, whichever streaming music, YouTube that you guys listen to, if a song that is not within your genre of liking, that's usually the message for you.
Yeah.
Again,
Absolutely.
when my uncle comes through, he comes out through Stereo Hearts. When my aunt that passed away last year in July, we unfortunately had a fallout, but she came to me, saying, I'm sorry for what happened. This is my song to you whenever you feel lonely. She came through from Scars to Your Beautiful, basically saying, the world can change his heart. You're just perfect the way you are.
Beautiful.
It's like, I know you're struggling, but you're going to be okay. So
right.
A lot of family members come through music.
Absolutely.
And the moment I hear that music, I turn it all the way up. I said, okay, sing with me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the song, but sing with me.
Yeah. Absolutely. G. Covington, I hope that helps. I just want to say one more weird little thing, and I've said this before on the channel. This doesn't really have. It has to do with what I said about sort of like decluttering the mind and freeing up the space. Sometimes when you get stressed, or you feel, you start to feel like the walls are closing in, or that you can't breathe, sort of thing. Organize the shelf on the book, from the bookcase. Clean out your sock drawer. Go through your toiletries. Organize something. Go through the junk drawer. If you organize things and put them in an orderly manner, it sometimes helps to sort of clear up the clutter. That is my personal experience, and literally, I will do that. If I'm feeling really stressed, I'll go clean the shelf off or clean out the junk drawer, and then I feel better because everything is tidy, right?
Absolutely.
Mess creates chaos. Chaos is what creates the stress, right? So if I can like declutter and de-chaos myself, I'm all about it. All right. So Nancy Riker is up. She would like a message from her mother, Anna, if we could connect. Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thanks for popping in and saying hi and spending some of your time on a Sunday with us. We appreciate it.
Okay. Well, I know everyone knows this about me. For some reason, the smell and the taste come through first, and we all know what that means. I get food. Why? I don't know. I never know why. They just show me their favorite foods and it smells awesome. And the moment I'm off, when I'm done with the show, I immediately go to my hubby and I'm like,
You
I
need
want
to eat.
this.
Yep.
I want this. He's just like, what did you smell this time? So he's already aware of what shenanigans I go through. So in this case, what I smelled, and it was very sweet, and it kind of reminded me of pancakes. Pancakes, but it was pancakes, but I got blueberry pancakes or some sort of fruit within, like, inside the pancakes. I thought it was blueberries or chocolate chips, but it still tasted very sweet, and
Mhm.
I really liked it because I actually wanted pancakes this morning for breakfast. Not the point
I
though.
had a pancake for breakfast this morning, just saying.
Oh my goodness. Um and the reason why, and she's just like, because you're just as sweet. You're sweet as syrup, which is very strange. I've never had that.
Actually, really interesting that you're saying that. I don't mean to interrupt you,
No, you're good.
but I want to show two things. So you said blueberry pancake.
Uh-huh.
Look at the color of that dress.
It's blue.
It's like that blueberry purpley kind of color, right?
Ooh.
Then you said it's
The
got
syrup.
some kind of fruit. It's got some kind of honey in it, right?
Yeah, like syrup and honey or something. Oh my goodness.
Is that crazy or what?
Oh my gosh. That's so crazy. That is Nancy, if you can just go ahead and just let me know. If I don't want to say necessarily pancakes itself, but when I get pancake, it's more of a comfort food.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't like, okay, because me being a girl, it's like certain things just kind of melt my sadness away.
Yeah. Well, I
um
mean, if you think about, like maybe your mom made you pancakes, but it's like, you think about pancakes that you see, where people put like strawberries for the eyes and chocolate chips for the mouth or something
yeah.
like that. It's like that whole kind of like something that a mom would do for a little kid to like cheer them up or to brighten their day
Hmm.
or just as a really, really sweet surprise, right?
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I think that that's super interesting. I don't know. The cards that I've got, I just thought that was really weird that you mentioned those two things, and I looked at the cards and I went, "Wow, that's fine." I've got
um
the Ace of Earth here showing up.
mhm.
So the Ace of Earth is coming in from the past energy, and that sort of look at that. We had pancakes always in winter, but Dad made them. Okay,
I think
so that's interesting.
I think she's well. So when she brought them up, it was like that's when she was happy. Like that was like her happiest because
Oh, the family unit kind of time, right?
yeah, because the
Beautiful.
way I heard right now is like, oh, I got a day off because Dad made pancakes. Like, and I'll clean up afterwards. But it was more of she remembers the pancakes because one, pancakes are amazing and you really can't go wrong with
Right.
pancakes. But the way she was showing me was that they like each one of them was like custom made, like everyone had it the way they wanted to do it.
Right.
So I'm so glad that that resonates with you.
Okay, so Nancy
Alrighty.
says she understands, and I've got you, Sue, and then we're going to close the questions after Sue. So, Nancy, I started with the Ace of Earth. So, this is the energy coming in from the past. I got you, Linda. Right, the Ace of Earth is about opportunities and new adventures, right? Sort of like planting that seed. Currently, we've got the Nine of Fire. Nine of Fire or the Nine of Wands is about, sort of putting some protection around yourself, some boundaries for yourself. It's about either needing to feel protected or the need to sort of like sort of block yourself from someone or something, right? Um, but it's also like a nod to being resilient, if that makes sense. And then the Queen of Swords. I'd be interested to know whether you are an air sign or your mom was an air sign, because the Queen of Swords is a very specific energy. They are brilliant and they are humorous and they are experienced. They're a truth seeker. They're very analytical, very logical, very strategic. They sort of sit high atop the pier and sort of scour everything, and like they don't rush into things, right? They don't make split-second decisions. Everything is very like, like follow a plan kind of idea. Again, on the bottom of the deck, we've got the Three of Fire coming out. So expansion, goals, vision. So I feel like if this is a message from your mom, that she is saying to you that keep going with whatever you are doing. She was a Gemini.
She's a Gemini.
There you go. So whatever you are doing, whatever you are trying to sort of put together, I feel like you're working on something. So whatever you're trying to put together, whatever thing you're trying to make work, to protect yourself, but to not lose sight of what it is. Like, don't lose sight of the dream. Keep pushing forward, because in the end, we have this beautiful healing heart, and that is love and acceptance and romance. I'm just going to say that's what's on the bottom of the card. And we also have the beast spirit, which is prosperity. So you're going to be successful. You're going to be able to figure out how to move forward. Just don't lose sight of it in terms of getting stuck because you feel like you're not making progress. So be patient with yourself, if that makes sense. Right? That's what I got for you, Nancy. So I hope that helps. It's a lovely message from your mom.
Yeah, she showed me the unity of family, the warmth, the pancakes. Yeah. I'm probably going to go tell him, like, let's make some pancakes now.
Right? I love it. Okay. Vivian is up next with, may I have a message regarding what's coming to me in the near future, please, and thank you. Everybody, thank you very much for being here. We do appreciate you spending your Sunday with us. Make sure that you hit the thumbs up. And I'm going to pop Lady Soul's channel in the chat. If you're not already familiar or subscribed with her channel, please do go check her out and show her some love. Subscriptions.
So I do have a goal this year to go live a lot more often and to have you, hopefully soon I can have you on my own channel. I'm like so very excited. So that's like one of my main goals this year. Of course, if I could have you every month, I would. Once you're available. But that is my goal, to start posting a lot more, because I'm very active on Instagram. Like, I'm very active on Instagram, and I always try and have fun with it, and do my posting, do my my readings, and whenever I have any collaborations. But I'm very active on Instagram. So that's one of my main goals this year, to go solo, whether it's 30 minutes to an hour, to start inviting people to my channel so we can do lives ourselves.
Awesome.
Okay. So if you got something, Kelly, go for it. Okay.
I'm just pulling my cards out right now here. So bear with me for a second. I just want to say hi to Charlie. I did see that you posted in there that you have a question. Unfortunately, the questions are closed right now. So sorry about that. Thank you, everyone, for coming. And Chris has subscribed to Lady Soul. Thank you very much, Chris.
Thank you.
And welcome to Dozen Cats. It's not a name that I recognize. All right, so Miss Vivian. Sorry, it's like I don't feel like it's finished.
So what I got right now, so there's a term that I like to use because this is how I describe myself. We have a travel bug, meaning you have an itch about traveling, like a vacation is needed or an adventure. You've been looking at certain places, like, I want to go here, but you know what? Maybe I can go here. So it's like I don't want to say indecisive, but it's like you have so many options, you don't know which one to choose, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And
It makes sense to me.
yeah, because we were just talking about this in the car too, because I had mentioned to my hubs, I said, I want to go on vacation. Like, I really, really want to go on vacation because I haven't gone on vacation in like almost since before COVID happened, 2019.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. And I've been working a lot, and it's like, okay, now, I'm settled down. I really want to go on vacation. And he's like,
Right.
yeah, sure, let's go. Obviously, he's going to be like, kind of goes with the flow with whatever I say.
Right.
um, so I feel with Viviani, it's like, we need to experience new places, experience new foods. And because from what I remember, what grandma tells me, obviously, is that, show the world your light.
Yeah.
Show the world your light. You have a very special, beautiful light about you. It needs to, you shouldn't be afraid to express it or show it or be hiding it.
Right.
So I hope that makes sense. Hi, Jean.
Hi, Jean. Everyone say hi to Sun Psychic Jean, who's in the chat. I popped into Jean's show yesterday. I think it was yesterday, or maybe it was the day before. I don't know what day it is anymore. But anyhow, I popped in. She was on, and she gave me a lovely shout out, which was very kind of her. And for those of you that don't know, Sun Psychic Jean gives personal readings. She gave me a personal reading that literally, I want to say that it was the sort of the catapult to my healing journey. Changed my life. So if you're not familiar with who Sun Psychic Jean is, please do go show my friend some love. She is amazing. And look at the card that just fell out while I was talking about how she changed my life. Wild Rose, Fairy, and Love.
Oh, wow. And she's like gliding through with so much majesticness.
Right. Vivian, this is what I got for you, love. We start out with the Seven of Pentacles. So this is a time of patience. Patience is so difficult for all of us because we want answers now. Now, that might not make sense, but bear with me because I think it's going to make sense. Okay. So the card in the middle of the tarot cards is like the current energy, and it's the Strength card. This is your inner strength, your inner courage, your inner bravery, right? Which is a lovely card, by the way. It's great to show up. The Outcome card is the Four of Cups. This is the feeling of being stuck, being bored, just not really sure why, but like it's you've woken up after a little bit of a nap on a Sunday afternoon. You stand in front of the fridge because you're hungry and you're like, I have no idea what I want. Nothing's appealing to me. That's kind of the energy of that Four of Cups, right? Like nothing's doing it for you and you don't know why. Nothing's changed that you're aware of, but things just aren't feeling like they should.
Yeah.
On the bottom of the deck, we've got the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups is about being spontaneous. It's about wearing your heart on your sleeve. It's about being in love with the idea of being in love. So being sensitive, right? Being emotional. It's also about being creative, and it's also about sort of letting your hair down slowly, like inch by inch by inch, right? As you sort of like get into that groove of like, hey, this kind of feels good. I'm flying by the seat of my pants. I'm not used to it, but I'm okay with it. You know what I mean? So we've got Archangel Hanuel and joy, blessings, and lessons. So that's where the patience comes in and the strength comes in. The patience and the strength is what you need to remind yourself that you need, what you need to tap into to be able to help navigate this stuck, bored feeling, right? Also, to be able to promote that when you feel enthusiastic or motivated or inspired to do XYZ, then do XYZ. If it puts a smile on your face, go for it, and don't stop yourself by being logical or rational, meaning don't talk yourself out of it, right? If you're driving down the road and you're like, I want to pull in there and I want to go buy myself a new top, then, pull in
Do
there
it.
and go buy yourself a new job.
Do it.
You know what I mean? That's kind of what I'm saying, because those kinds of things are going to lift your vibration. Those kinds of things are going to bring you joy. That's what you need. You need to sort of be a little more spontaneous and sort of like break out of the structure or the routine, if that makes sense. And you may get some guidance in a dream. So we've got ask a dream for guidance. Okay. Dreams offer wisdom beyond logic. Tonight, ask a question before bed. In the morning, write down a dream and look for the answer.
That's really nice.
I mean, we can all do it. So if you're looking for some direction, if you're looking for an answer to a specific question, ask before you go to sleep tonight. You know, angels, ancestors, spirit team, all that, your spirit guides, all that make up my spiritual team, please come to me in my dreams and provide me with some clarity or some guidance of something that may, you know, sort of break me out of this funk. If I'm using that word, that's my word, not that you're in a funk.
Yeah.
Kind of idea, and allow that to come through. And when you wake up tomorrow morning, you write it down, and maybe you're going to find some inspiration from it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, we got this card, which is the love card. And, you know, I think that really, I don't want to sound corny when I say this, but love is the answer, right? If we think joy, we think blessings, we think gratitude, we think love, right?
Yeah.
Love is the answer, because love will literally lift your vibration up and make everything better just because. Nothing's gone away, nothing's been solved, but it just feels different because it feels good because it's love. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
All right. Sorry, that was a really long reading. I do apologize.
No, you're good. No, you're good.
Chris is up next. So, Viviana, thank you for asking the question, and I hope that makes sense, love. What message does my guide or angels have for me? Love that. Oh, that made me hot, Vivian. Holy. Oh. No, I felt that one. You know what I mean?
You?
Feel it? Feel it? Oh, I felt that.
Yeah. No, I totally understand that. Okay.
Oh,
and also, just for Viviani, the numbers I kept getting was 888.
yes.
888. That's the numbers that I kept. And I've been seeing those numbers too, because it's been a life transition of everything. So we're all good right there. Okay.
Whew. Like seriously broke out in a sweat there. Maybe I'm just having a hot flash. Who knows? But
so what I heard immediately.
oh, see, she says, Vivian says, great. I see 888 and other numbers often. There you go.
Okay. Well, you put your hair all the way up.
Yeah, I did. I'm hot.
So what I immediately heard for Chris was we need to practice being patient. We need to practice being patient. You're doing what you can. And the card that I kept getting was my Moon Witch deck, which is the deck that I love so much. That's the one with the holographic gold. I got Dark Moon, which says pause, rest, and then I got the Full Moon card, and it says enjoy and harvest the fruits of your hard work. And with those, they're like, okay, I'm ready to receive the blessings. I did the work. Okay, now I wait. It's like, okay. And sometimes, and this was actually something I did hear about, this morning I found a clip on my Instagram. This artist was saying on a podcast, saying, you know what? When we're forced to go another direction, it's a blessing in disguise. Sometimes we say, oh, life sucks. What did I do so bad? When you're forced to go another direction, when it's left no choice, try and remember saying, you know what, something better is waiting for me. That side was not serving me to my highest good. So I heard like, okay, let's not try and say life sucks. Let's just try and point, okay, something better that is that will serve me to my highest good is is going to basically like multiply. The blessings are going to multiply. That's what I keep hearing. But the blessings are going to multiply very soon. Just be a little bit patient.
Right. These are beautiful cards. Beautiful cards. Chris, I kind of dig this reading. You know, when you do a reading for somebody and you can feel how good it is, that you kind of like, it kind of like boosts you up at the same time. I love when I get these kinds of readings in terms of like, I can give this message to somebody because it's very, very lovely, right? We start out with the renewal card or the judgment card in a traditional tarot. This is about self-reflection. It's about, or not self-reflection, sorry, self-evaluation and reflection. It's a time of really going inside and trying to sort out all the cobwebs and, you know, color coordinate your brain and put yourself back together in a way that serves you better than how you were before, if that makes sense. We've got the Knight of Water coming out. So this is the Knight of Cups. This is that what I just read before. This is the wearing your heart on your sleeve. This is being very sensitive. So either your emotions are sort of all over the place, or you could be very empathic. So you're very sensitive to like picking up energy from people and situations and things of that nature. I'm not sure what sign your husband is, but I've got the King of Air showing up here in the outcome position. So if your husband is an air sign, he's showing up. He is the voice of reason, right? He is the knowledgeable, the objective, the respected, the truth sort of speaker of the situation, right? They're really effective communicators. And I feel like he's coming out in the outcome position because of the other two cards that I've pulled, but he's sort of like your protector, right? And on the bottom of the deck, we have the Sun card. This is joy. This is blessings. This is love. So what do we take from that time of self-evaluation and trying to sort yourself out? Right now, you might be feeling a little emotional or sensitive because of things that are around you or people that are around you, or just picking up on their energies, to sort of tap into a little bit of this King of Air energy, right? This person that like stands in their power and speaks their truth and communicates very effectively what they need to say in a respectful way, right? And that's what's going to bring the joy. That's what's going to bring the sun sort of towards you. I got this card here, which is achievement, right? So completion and reward. So I feel like you're definitely going through something, as Lady Soul pointed out, but you're on your way there. You're getting to the point where you have color coordinated your closet. And when you open it up, you're like, oh, I know exactly where everything is. And I know exactly what I have, right? Like your inventory is all there. You know what I mean? Like it all makes sense now.
Absolutely. I'm actually in the middle of unpacking everything and I'm like, oh, I had this blouse. Oh, I had this one. Oh, I was looking for that one. Okay, now I know where it is.
And that's the last card that I got was let's get married happily ever after. And so the reason why I asked if that was your husband coming out. Now she says my husband's a Leo, but he is my rock. I got bummed news earlier, but I'm a little better. So this is, you know, if you lean on him and not allow your emotions to sort of navigate you, right? You deal with those and put them where they need to go, and then start to see the joy again, start to think of the blessings of it. You're going to come through happily ever after and with this feeling of completion or achievement, if that makes sense, right? Like everything's going to work out fine. You just need to sort of resolve how you feel about it.
Oh, that's a really beautiful one.
Yeah, that's what I like. It was lovely. Thank you so much, Chris, for asking the question. So she says, thank you for the reading. You guys made me feel better. Just got to be patient, laugh out loud, and keep the face. Listen, this is what you've got to do. We all have to do this. We have to trust, right? As my mama said, you got to believe, but I think it's trust. Like Lady Soul has to trust that she's going to come on here and that you guys are going to resonate with what she says, and that what her guides are giving her, what spirit is giving her is what you need to hear. I have to trust that spirit is giving me what you need to hear through the cards, right?
Yes,
It's
absolutely.
trust. That's what we have to do. We have to trust. And you know that you're an awesome person, so there's no reason for you not to trust yourself. You just have to tell that inner critic to, hey, now hold on a minute. I deserve all the happiness that I deserve, and you're not going to talk me out of it. So you just stay back there where you belong. Stay back there where you belong, and you put your heart to the front.
Absolutely.
All right, Mr. Esther G is up next. May I have a general reading, please? Pull a different card for Miss Esther because I feel compelled to do so. Hi, Sylvia. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for being here and spending your Sunday afternoon, a little bit of time with us. We appreciate it. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up. It's important to the channel. I love your icon, by the way, Esther, like your picture thing. I love purple. So.
That's my color. Since I was a child, that's always been my color. And even to this day, I'm like purple everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Beautiful card.
Kelly, if you have something, go for it, okay? I'm still trying to make sense of what I'm getting.
I've got the transformation card coming out and the retreat card coming out, Esther. I'm still working on it here, but that's what I've got so far. So have you felt the need to sort of like get quiet or sort of step back from people, sort of protect yourself a little bit? Like, is there a lot of this going on around you? A lot of stuff? Just stuff. Nothing bad, just stuff. I feel like you're I feel like you're kind of like whatever, like I'm just over it. You know what I mean? Okay, she said yes. Okay. So, because I've got the retreat card, and then I've got transformation. So you're going through a cycle, right? You're going to be on the other side of the cycle. And when you get on the other side of the cycle, it's going to be joyous. I literally got the cards of miracles out. But I'm trying to get you something as to what you could focus on while retreating to sort of bring about this transformation, other than just being alone with your thoughts and having some clarity. Okay. Speaking of trusting, so I just want you to know that this is a deck that I have, okay? And I don't like negative words or words that make it look like, bum, 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 bum. I don't like saying stuff like this, but it says beware on it. And below it, it says, be careful who you trust at this time. So if you've been caught up in some drama, or some drama has sort of found the magnet within you and attached itself to you, make sure that you protect yourself, meaning put up your personal boundaries. You do something like, you know what, I'm super busy. I've only got like 10 minutes today. You know what I mean? Like, don't throw yourself into other people's problems. Be empathetic, not sympathetic. You can help someone. You don't have to take on their crap. There's really no other way for me to say that other than that. That's not very nice, but you get the gist, right? And if you protect yourself, I think that's going to bring that clarity to you, where you can sort of step back, which is the retreat. Then you will rise above it. That's the transformation, right? You'll move past it, sort of go over it or around it, whatever. And then we have miracles, which is expect the wondrous to emerge, right? She says, I have detached myself from all. Yeah. I feel like there might have been like some people that just like to create drama for the sake of having something to do. And that I don't like, that doesn't serve anyone, but I feel like that's really not a good idea for you. So stay clear of that, and you're going to be better served by staying clear of that. So I hope that helps, Esther. Hi, JR. Hi, Kiba.
So there was like a lot of things being thrown at me, like patience, have patience.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of there was like so much going on, kind of like the card that I kept getting was Magic Wand, which is also for my Moon Witch deck, and it says focus your power or your energy on one thing at a time. There was like boom 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 boom, and I'm like, I'm trying to grasp what I can, like
Yeah.
kind of like, how would I explain it? So raffle, I got a bowl, and there's like a lot of papers, and you're trying to do this and you're trying to find one, but but I couldn't grab. It was like an
Right.
endless bowl of papers, and I couldn't find what I needed to do.
Right.
And it was very strange. And then I kept seeing the magic wand, which says like put your energy, put your power in one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Like you're like, I can't seem to grab a little paper because it's like, okay, I'm not meant to grab it, but I'm still trying to grab and grab and grab. But it's like, okay, maybe I'm not meant to use this bowl. Maybe I can have another bowl, and start picking one like very carefully. I was like, imagine myself getting like tongs or something and picking one thing at a time. Okay. Okay. I read it. Okay. But there was
That
a
it
lot going.
feels like scattered to me. Like there's
Okay.
it's
Yes.
scattered. It's like
So
there's too much.
there's
You
too
know what I mean?
much for one person. Like,
Well, if you look at this card, and I'm not being smart, if you look at the card, like being inside the snow globe and all that
okay.
confetti flowing all around you, right?
Okay.
That's the scatter. That's the paper falling down on top of you, right? In
Okay.
terms of clutter and not being able to see clearly, right? It's fuzzy. There's like stuff
Mm-hmm.
everywhere, and you don't know where to look or what to do or where to turn because it's like it's all happening so fast that like that's what I got
That's
when you
what.
said that.
Okay. Okay. So that does make sense then. All we can do is, okay, so with the snow globe, I resonate with the snow globe only because that is whenever I go into a meditation, and anytime I have to talk to my guides, I step into my own protective bubble, but I call it my snow globe,
Yeah.
into a medicine wheel, because I actually had a clearing a couple weeks ago, and the shaman, who was just so amazing and so loving, brought me to my place of my snow globe. No
Right.
one and nothing can enter. And it brought me my childhood, my teenage, my preteen. And I was able to, I'm like, okay, there was so much going on and I was so overwhelmed. I was tearing up, I was crying. And I'm like, okay, let's focus on one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Like, don't shake my snow globe. I don't like, there's a lot going on.
There's a lot of people that when you get into a particular sort of
Hmm.
like energy of
Yeah,
feeling like, oh my god, if one more thing happens I'm gonna
I'm
freak
gonna,
out, you know what I
yeah.
mean? When
It's
you get
like,
to that sort of threshold, that's when you need to like just sort of like go, okay, I need to step back.
step back,
And
step
it's really
back.
hard to do.
Oh, absolutely. And
I
I
think as
feel,
human beings, we want to say like, I got this. Don't worry about me. I'm fine. And we just want to like forge forward.
yeah.
It's really hard to say, you know what? No, I can't. We don't like to say that.
No, we don't,
It's
especially for
totally
those who
okay.
have, and it is type of a traumatic response, because that's how I grew up. Like, I'll do it myself. Don't talk to me, don't touch me.
Yes.
I will do it. Move.
Yeah.
But now it's kind of like, okay, no, I can't do that, because one, I'm not going to pretend like I'm a 300-pound man that's super strong and I'm like, ugh, you know?
Yeah.
But letting go, and this is something that I always tell people, once you're entering this journey of spirit, of being a spiritual, the spiritual journey, you're opening your gifts, you're being open to what we're not used to, a lot of it's going to come out,
Yeah.
and it's going to push you to your limits.
It is.
It
But
is.
you know what? To that point that you just made, and thank you so much for saying that, because it's something that needs to be said as often as we can remember to say it, right?
Mhm.
The burdens that we carry from past hurts and traumas and pains and disappointments, and
Mm-hmm.
they're not ours to carry.
Not anymore. It's hard.
So you're literally carrying this like extra, it's like if you lost 50 pounds, right?
Yeah.
You're carrying around like that 50 pounds. Like, think about Oprah when she brought that red wagon across the stage with all of that stuff in there. That was literally the weight that she had lost. And she looked at it and said, like, I've been carrying that around with me.
Yeah.
And I
I
guess
mean,
what I'm trying to say to you is that you need to be patient. You need to be kind to yourself.
mm-hmm.
You need to go at your own pace, and only you know what that is. Sometimes it's a minute to minute thing. Sometimes it's an hour to hour thing. Sometimes it's a month to month thing. Again, that varies. But
There
don't
is.
ever lose sight of the hope that at one point, one day, you're going to get to that point where you're just going to go, you know what? I am so done. I'm just so done. And literally, and my hand to God, I'm speaking for myself when I say this to you. For you guys know my story, right? Like 10 years I sat here and thought, I am never going to be Kelly again, the Kelly that I have come to know and love. And then one day I went and sat out on the front porch. It was like 10 o'clock at night. It was in the summer and the twinkly stars. And I just looked up and I just started to bawl my eyes out. I wasn't thinking anything. I wasn't feeling anything. I wasn't talking to anybody. I was all by myself. And that is when my light bulb went off. I mean, right? And I
And
just started to cry. And I was like, oh my God, I did this to myself. And the minute that I said it, I was like, whoa, my God, what a relief. And that's when things started to fall into place. So I say all the time, and it's not because I say it that it's important, but it's important to me that you understand why I say it the way that I do. Every single individual on this planet has a choice that they are able to make, whether they are positive or negative, whether life is joyous or it's not. But 98% of us don't feel like we have the power to make that choice or that change. You have to be ready, which means you have to deal with all the other stuff to get you to the point when you are like, you know what? I want the change more than I want the pain. But
yeah.
you got to be ready to do that. And there's no judgment coming from me because I understand it better than a lot of people
Yeah.
do. So
And you know what? I will be
let's
honest with
get to
this.
that point.
With so recently I had a lot of, life throwing you different directions, a lot
Yeah.
of, emotions. There was a video that I found, and it's cord cutting.
Yep.
Cord cutting. And this guy says, I am ready to let you go. I love you, but I need to let you go.
Yeah, there's all
You
kinds of ceremonies
Yes.
and rituals that you can
So
do in terms of those kinds of things. Absolutely.
yeah, so in this case, and I feel like this actually, in general for everyone here,
Yeah.
when you've had enough and when you realize, okay, I don't want this, it's like I release you, but
100%.
I let you go with love. Oh, where'd she go? Oh, okay. But and this is something I'm practicing as someone who is going through healing my inner child, healing my preteen, healing my teenager, because of the whole how would I say it, because this is what I had told my mom. It's like my inner child's healed. It's my teenager self that's pissed because I didn't get to be a teenager. I was forced to grow up. So guess what? She's mad, she's upset, but at the same time it's like, no, I release you, but I release you with love. I'm sorry that this happened to you. I'm sorry, like in a whole general sense. Like if you are doing, if you are struggling with something like not necessarily an attachment, but like a relationship, you are not good for me and I'm sorry. But I release you with love. I love you, but I release you.
Yeah.
I hope you can find the way. I hope you find your peace, but I need to find mine. I release you. I love you, but I have to let you go.
When you do to Lady Soul's point, that's an excellent point to make. When you do When you feel like you need to forgive something because you've been carrying it around, whether it be a situation or a person, or maybe a combination of both, we oftentimes struggle with how do you forgive someone that you're not really wanting to forgive, in terms of it's not okay what they did, but you know that you need to let it go. Maybe try and think of it from a different angle. Maybe try and think of it from the angle that for however long you carried that with you, understanding that you carrying that with you is causing you detriment and pain and negativity.
Yeah.
And so today is going to be the day that I claim my power back.
Yeah.
Think of it in a sort of like, oh no, you don't. Oh no, you don't get to do that to me. Excuse me. Who do you think you are, walking in here and stealing my thunder and my power? No way. Get out. I have given enough of my energy to you. I'm done.
Be
Today
like,
I
you
claim
are
my
excused.
power back.
Pretty
Right?
much.
Almost like not get angry at it, but almost get like a little fiery about it and be like, you know what? No, 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 no more. I am done with this. I
Yeah.
am better than this. There's lots of things out there for me. That thing belongs back there where it belongs. And I'm not trying to minimize the situation, whatever it may be, for whoever this is meant to hear, because we're on a roll with this. It's just a different way of looking at it, right? It is taking something, and instead of looking at it half empty, it is trying to find a half full way of looking at it. And it's not for anyone else but for you. Because if you can find the half full rather than the half empty, you have a fighting shot at turning it around for yourself, right? You have a fighting shot of being able to rise above it, to get out from the muck and sort of like the helplessness of it all, right?
Yeah.
You have a shot now at oh, the sun is out. Yay. Right? I can see clearly now. Like, not, I mean, I just like quoted a bunch of songs there, but you know what I mean? Like, that's how I feel about it. So make it, turn your worrier into a warrior. Now, having said that, I'm going to say one more thing, and then we're going to leave this. And I hope that this helped you, Esther. And I hope that anyone who's listening now or in the future, that this helps. I just want to say this. So I have diagnosed anxiety panic disorder, and diagnosed anxiety is no different than regular anxiety, in terms of this statement. Anxiety is based on fear. Fear is based on change of the unknown, right? Not knowing what's going to happen, when, how, with who, why, etc. Right? It's fear. So what do we do when we fear something, or we're like, oh gosh, I really don't want to deal with that? So we procrastinate, we bury our head in the sands, and we pretend like it's not happening. Guess what? Procrastination and avoidance breeds anxiety.
Oh my gosh.
Full circle moment. Anxiety breeds fear. Fear makes you procrastinate or bury your head in the sand, not wanting to deal with the situation, because who wants to walk into a burning building, right?
Yeah.
And when you don't walk into the burning building with all of your preparedness and all of your wisdom and all of your intuition and all of your stuff, knowing that you have the ability to handle that situation, guess what? You actually make it worse.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Be patient with yourself. Be kind with yourself. Know that you are not alone, Esther, and I'm talking to you specifically. This community is here. We love you. We are always willing to assist in the different chats. Feel free to send me an email. I'm happy to talk to you if I can help in any way.
Absolutely.
Know that you're not alone. This community saved me. So I firmly believe that they have the power collectively to sort of, join hands with anyone who is in trouble and lift them up and provide them that sort of surge of love, enough to see you through a tough spot. and try to think of a way that you can empower yourself to move forward, right? And with all that being said, we still have 3 questions to go, so we better stop talking, Kelly, and move on.
Yeah.
All right, so Lisa is up next. What's in store for me for the next 3 months?
Oh, that's so sweet. Okay. First thing I heard, and it's very rare that I get this specific word from Grandma herself, Grandma Maria. I got bendiciones, blessings. We have blessings coming our way. And we let it flow. That's what I keep getting. Just take it as it goes, take it day by day. Don't overthink. Let's do it. But the first thing I heard was bendiciones. And take it as, yeah, basically kind of like take it day by day. Don't overthink. Take the blessings as they come. Be very careful. Have your boundaries up. But let's go ahead and accept all of the blessings that are coming our way. That was very beautiful. Thank you, Grandma. She's so sweet.
Lisa, are you planning on going on a trip? Are you looking to travel somewhere or change your place of residence or something of that nature? That travel cards are coming up for you. So I've got currents of emotions. So this is a card of like uncontrolled feelings, right? This is a, like if you're feeling some sort of way, there's a lot of intense energies coming up. We're heading into a full moon that is going to be really intense for me specifically. Because it's going into Leo and Aquarius something. I don't know. And because I'm an Aquarius moon and a Leo sun and a Leo rising. So I'm polar opposites. I mean, who knew that? So this full moon that's coming up on the weekend is going to affect me in some sort of way. So hang on, friends. But you might start to feel some sort of way about something, meaning that you're just overly emotional, like you feel fine and then all of a sudden you're crying, kind of deal, right? I got the Mystic, I can't read upside down and backwards, Mystic Meadows, which is the sanctuary. So when that happens, you get quiet, go within, do some self-soothing, some self-comforting, some self-care, allow yourself to, process those feelings. Don't tell yourself that you're, crazy or, you're being like weird or anything like that. Allow yourself to process those feelings, like get them out of you is what I'm saying. Right? Maybe that's why the travel came out. Maybe a trip, a change of scenery might come in handy. Holy, literally cards falling out everywhere. Okay. We've got to identify your emotional triggers. The message on this card is we absorb the emotions of others that remain unhealed in ourself. Notice your triggers such as anger and fear and gently begin to heal them. So I feel very strongly that, like, you're in a shopping mall and you just automatically feel something and you're not sure why. So try to identify that and allow yourself to get quiet and work through it, right? And maybe consider the journey guide, which is travel, change in location. Maybe consider taking yourself on a trip. I mean, it could be to the park. It doesn't have to be like on a plane. You know what I mean? You don't literally have to leave the town or the city. But allow yourself, or maybe you can do a visualization where you can transport yourself to like your happy place or like your favorite vacation spot kind of idea, as a means to help you when you're feeling these types of emotions. But again, to the point that we were making earlier about allowing yourself the time to process the emotions, you will be better for it, because it will only free up those emotions. Okay. So I hope that helps. She says, yes, I definitely need a release, a good cry. All right. Sue Toffee says, can you please see what my dear lost cat Lily, or see where my dear lost cat Lily is? Oh dear.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So when I can tell you this, okay, so automatically I saw a white house. So I think someone found her, and because it is a weekend, I know the shelters are not opened. But I do feel like she's safe, but someone does have her. And I'm not sure if you had a collar for her or she was like just an indoor cat. But Monday morning, I would give it a few, like maybe midday, and go to the shelters or call the actual shelters and say, hey, you know what? I have a cat who has been missing, but I do feel like someone does have her. She's safe and she's being loved, but someone does have her.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got the 5 of Swords, so this is the stress of it all. I think that the cat is slightly stressed as well. I've got the 3 of Pentacles, so working together, working with other people in cooperation, collaboration to find the cat. So put up posters, social media, all those kinds of things, like Lady Soul was saying, from the shelters, right? I got the Queen of Pentacles, which is the person in the community is like the natural healer. So without sounding crazy, if you guys have like a cat lady in your neighborhood or someone that you know that takes in, the animals, I feel like this is the kind of person that's looking after the cat, right? Which is lovely, right? And then we've got the Sun on the bottom of the deck, which is the Yes card in the tarot. So I feel like you're going to find her. I'm going to ask my pendulum, just sort of like time frame, right? Okay. Is Sue going to find her cat Lily within the next 5 days? Is Sue going to find her cat Lily in the next 5 days? I'm getting a giant yes.
I got 3 days.
Okay. So
that's the first. Yeah. So within the week, you're gonna find your cat. Absolutely, you will.
But work with other people. Like, get the word out. Not saying that you haven't. I'm sure that you have, but continue to network with those other people.
Yeah, she says she is the cat lady.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that is a possibility, but for sure, there's got to be someone else has taken her in and is giving her the same kind of comfort that you give to the other animals.
Yeah. So I really hope that helps. I really do I hope you find her.
I would be lost if anything happened to my cat, so I totally get it, and we send you lots of love and blessings, and hope that your kitty comes home very soon and that she's okay. Yes. I feel like she's okay. I don't feel like she's hurt in any way.
No, she's just stressed because she's in a new environment, but she's being taken care of. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, Miss Linda, general reading.
I keep hearing empty stomach. Snacks are not food, and we need actual food. Like, we need to make, I don't want to say put in the effort, but we need to try and make a good meal, enough for us for dinner and for lunch, because I know tomorrow is Monday, and I always like to make extra food, one for dinner and then for the both of us for lunch. But we need to make sure that, because I feel kind of fatigued, or I kind of feel like I'm hungry, but I don't know what to eat. But snacking is not good. I keep getting apples, strawberries, some type of fruit. So I'm being intentionally
quiet.
Oh no, you're good. You're
No, because I'm like, what? You know, when you get those kind of cards, you're like, okay, all right.
I don't know why they always just tell me, and I always relate to food because I'm such a food person and I love it.
Linda, are you sad right now? Is something going on with you, love? I mean, that sounds like a loaded question, but so I started with the Death and Rebirth card, which in this deck is Release, Endings, Transformation, and Freedom is what's on the bottom of that card. Letting that go, right? We've got the Six of Pentacles coming up, but in the current position, but it's in the reverse. So the Six of Pentacles upright, as you know, is, you know, give and take. It's working together in partnership. It's charity. It's generosity. And it's in the reverse. So are you feeling like you're being taken advantage of in some way, or someone isn't being reciprocal to your kindness, or like you sort of been, I mean, like dissed in some sort of way? And then I've got the Two of Pentacles as the outcome, and it's also in reverse. So it's throwing you off and you're feeling like really out of balance because of it, right? On the bottom of the deck, I've got the Strength card. So below that, I've got the Ten of Wands, which is, you know, burdens and stress and feeling, you know, imbalanced and overworked. And then I pulled the Sad card.
Oh no.
So I'm not sure what is going on with you, but let me just pull one more card here. She says, right on at Lady Soul, I have apples. I have not been feeling like cooking, eating snacks. Hi, Teresa. Let me just pull one more card here for you, Linda. So I feel like I haven't given you anything. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm telling you what you probably already know, if this resonates at all. Or maybe I'm picking up on what you're picking up on, and that she's not feeling good. So that's why she's the give and take.
It can be she's very overwhelmed. She's overstimulated.
Yeah.
That can easily become like, I don't want to say she gets annoyed very quickly, but small things are making her upset.
Yep. Look at that. Look at what you just said, and look at what I pulled. Wandering path, enjoy the journey. So if you're focused on the outcome of something, or worried about how a situation is going to work out, try to erase the outcome from your mind. Like, in other words, Lady Soul invites me to her channel, you know, like she says, hey Kelly, you want to come to my channel like in March? And I'm like, oh my God, and what about this? What about that? And what if I get,
yeah.
And I make this whole situation for myself where I can't actually sort of function. So I've got to, like, you know what? I'm not going to think about it until I get there. She says, major emotional experience yesterday. I'm still drained. So, okay. Good. I mean, not good that you had the major emotional experience, but good.
For validating it.
It resonates, right? So give yourself, like I said, you've got the Hermit card, right? I mean, I don't know how I can do this, but this is going down the deck. We've got the Hermit card. So you had the Strength card. So tapping into your inner strength and your inner courage, right? Because you're overworked and you're stressed. You've got the Hermit card. So go within, do some self-reflection, tap into that wisdom. Let the star that the Hermit carries, that's the light, that's your illumination. Let that be the guide as you navigate the path. Thinking about how a lantern lights up a path. It doesn't show you the whole path. It just shows you like one little stone at a time. Do you know what I mean? Because you're going to be like really sort of stressed about this for a hot minute, right? You're going to it's affected you in a way that like it's going to continue to affect you. You're going to be overly cautious and looking over your shoulder and a little bit paranoid about it. But it does work out, because then we have the Nine of Earth, which is that feeling of contentment that comes back, right? So try to remove the situation from yourself, protect yourself, give yourself some self-soothing, right? Put your hands over your heart, right? Listen to your breathing, tell yourself, I am good, I love me, nothing else matters, like those kinds of things. Tell yourself that. Eat your favorite foods, buy yourself a bouquet of flowers, like that kind of thing. Take some bubble baths, just do some lovely things that make you feel comfortable, and try to not reside in that energy. Not saying don't deal with it, just try not to reside in it is the best thing that I can think of to say. And with that being said, I thank everyone for all of the questions. Thank you everyone for being here. We went way over time, but that's because Kelly's talking a lot, and I apologize.
No, you're good.
It's needed. I feel. I mean, these things come out because they come out, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's Linda. Listen, it's really, really hard. As you know, my friend, you've been on a spiritual journey for a long time, and you have done an amazing job. So don't forget to celebrate that fact. This is just a bump in the road, sort of a like a little obstacle that's been thrown your way. And sometimes when we've been doing so well and we get it sort of knocked backwards, it almost affects us more because we're not used to that feeling anymore, which when you first acknowledge that, it sounds like, oh, and then actually you think about it and you're like, isn't that a wonderful thing that is not something that I experience anymore, which only speaks to the progress that you've made, right?
Yeah.
So focus on the progress. Know that you are strong enough. Know that you will get through this because you've gotten through so much before already.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
You will continue to do so, right? All right. With that being said, thank you everybody for hanging out with us. I need to let Lady Soul go. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Go subscribe to my friend. Show her some love. If you're not already familiar with her channel, I will stick the link in one more time.
Oh, thank you.
You guys have a fantastic rest of your day. I will be back tonight at 7 p.m. to do the Zodiac readings for the month of February with Ivana Intuitive. So hopefully you guys can come back. What's coming
Definitely, I'll be tuning into that one. That sounds very exciting.
What's going on for you? What's coming up for you? Anything happening?
Well, for me, as of right now, I will be doing lots of local vendors. Like I'll be a vendor at local events. I am actually teaming up with it's a business here called HD Reiki. She's actually a Reiki master. Her name is Maya, and she's actually having a networking event, and we will be inviting the local like business women. And she's going to be giving a actual how would I say it, an introduction to Reiki, because there is a lot of people who don't know what Reiki is, or like have a clear understanding of what it is. So I'll be a vendor there at her event, and she'll be she's even going to teach me, because I know I want to learn Reiki myself.
Right.
But other than that, I know for this year, like I had mentioned earlier, I really do want to be a part. I will not only be a part of it, but I want to contribute and actually go live flying solo, or having other, gifted individuals such as you, Kelly, and others that I've been on other people's channel, like Allie, like Jean. I know that I've been on Wisdom Seeker Joan. I'm going to reach out to her hopefully soon enough, and I'll be going live. And I'll be obviously, posting on it on YouTube, the energy of the day. What does my soul need to hear? So far this year has been a whole new chapter in my life.
Which is lovely. And
yes, absolutely.
We wish you blessings on the journey. Thank you everyone for being here. Thanks for hanging out with us. Have yourself a great rest of your afternoon or the rest of your evening, wherever you may be in the world. And until we see each other again, we wish you many, many blessings. Mwah. Bye for now.
Bye.